We need different things to keep us going. And one of those key things is motivation. Wherever you get this motivation from, by now you should have a consistent flow of motivation in your world. Hopefully Wake Up Nigeria is part of that. On our motivation segment today, we have Nkem Offonabo, and she is known as the harmonizer. Now, she has an intense background in terms of her field, and it's all about making sure that we have these conversations with you as much as we can to help start your week the right way. Yes, you might be on holiday right now at home with family, but maybe today is the first day you're considering whether you've had some kind of burnout, whether you've had some kind of stress in the workplace, or even in your social life. Nkem, it's always great to have you in the building.
Thank you, Titi. Same here.
All right. So I was a little on the fence as to whether we should term it burnout or stress, or is it the same thing?
Interesting. I know a lot of people use those two words interchangeably, but one leads to the other.
Okay, which one leads to
So stress, and when does stress, so in life, right, and in every situation, right, there must be some element of pressure.
Okay.
Because there's really nothing we will achieve in life, whether in our career or in business, that it's not motivated by some level of pressure, right? Because that pressure is what leads you to, optimize your performance. Whether you are writing an exam, whether you are, whatever it is, you're preparing for a presentation, even as I'm coming here, right? So there's that level of pressure, stress. But where that pressure level exceeds an individual's optimal threshold, that's when it becomes burnout.
Wow.
And when you can't manage it and it begins to affect your health, your well-being, when it begins to affect you physically, you can't sleep, you can't concentrate, your energy begins to deplete. That's when it becomes burnout
situation. So obviously we need to nip it in the bud before it gets to the burnout stage. But there are different types of stress that people are going through. Off the top of my head, the first one that comes to mind is financial stress. A lot of people are stressed financially, but then they're also stressed in the workplace by team leads, bosses who are trying to get the best out of their teams, but maybe they're not going about it the right way. So if, for instance, you are a team lead right now, trying to prevent burnout of your team members, what is the first thing you should be thinking about now?
Okay, before I answer your question, let me also let us know that there are two types of stress.
Okay.
So there's the good stress and the bad stress. And the good stress is what we call the eustress. So these are the stress that motivates you towards achieving some level of whatever it is, achievements in your life, exactly. But then the bad stress is now what we are trying to, teach people on how to manage, because these are the ones that affect our health. So then coming to the social place, or rather coming to the workplace, which is also a social place because it involves social interaction. So that's where we'll talk about burnout. And how can a team lead, like you talked about, how can the team lead help his team members or her team members to manage stress so it doesn't affect their productivity? There are several ways, and I think it has to start first from the type of organization that we have built, the culture of the organization. Is it an organization that promotes psychological well-being? Right, where people are respected, people are valued. And it also depends on the type of job that I'm doing. Some jobs, let me tell you the truth, comes with its own stress. So imagine if I'm in a sales-related role where I'm sleeping and thinking about targets, right? So you need to understand the type of work that you are doing. And then also, how do I emotionally manage the human interaction, because we are all coming from different places. I don't know what has happened to you at home, and then I carry those emotional, whatever it is, and come to the office, baggage, that's the right word, and come to the office and I don't know how to manage what it is that I'm struggling with my internal struggles. So it's also important that as a team lead, you learn how to emotionally manage yourself so that you can manage your team members.
Okay.
It's very important. So emotional intelligence is important. Then so I think I talked about the type of work that we do.
Sure.
So depends on the team dynamics. We also should understand that people are different. How do we understand individuals? How do we motivate them? Because it's not enough to attract high talent, top talent, but you don't know how to motivate them.
Sure.
Because people, when they feel undervalued, they begin to exhibit behaviors that are not in tandem with expectations from the organization. So when I am giving you my best as an employee, how do you recognize me?
Okay.
So recognition is also important if we want to motivate people and maintain that wholesome workplace that you want people to thrive and be productive.
So I've heard from, a few companies, organizations that, if you start having to reward people for work, then where does the salary and wages come in? Isn't that your reward for good work? Isn't that what you're expected to do? Aren't you expected to perform optimally? Especially organizations that pay well. They expect their teams to just function in that capacity. If you're going through something at home, just leave it at the door. When you get to the office, leave it at the door. You come here, you work, and then when you leave, you go manage whatever you're managing. And I guess maybe in 2024, things are different now. But there was, Nigerians are very resilient people. Our parents went through this and came out on the other side, and they were all the better for it. And thankfully, we're more aware now. But what is the difference between encouragement and rewarding? Because I feel like as a team lead now, I will be feeling all stressed out, thinking if I don't reward this guy now, he might leave. Yeah. If I don't give this lady a reward now, she might stop functioning optimally. So where do I begin?
So I always say this, that compensation alone, salaries alone is not enough to motivate people. Because when I come into that contract with you, I'm expected to give value and then receive value in return. And that value in return that I receive is my salary. Yeah? So that is the contract. Yeah. But then when I am working with you, it's also because we are humans, and like you said, Nigeria and whatsoever that is happening around us also impact us, right? And people get discouraged sometimes with what is happening around them. There's competition. You will find out that sometimes, let's say you and I will have the same type of job, the same job role, but we work in different organizations, and you find out that I'm earning more than you. But then both of us go to the same market. Do you understand? So the economic dynamism also affects us, everything, family, personal, whatever. So it's important that we encourage people. It's important that we motivate our employees, because there are two critical things in an organization. If you want to retain your employees and have a productive workforce, when you attract them, you're supposed to motivate them. And when you motivate them, then they can stay. That's retaining them. So all the things you talked about, rewarding them, encouraging them, all of them should come under your reward package.
All right.
So, and there are different ways people feel motivated, feel rewarded. Some people might just send them an email and say, thank you. Some people give them a voucher to go for a spa treatment. Some people will be just announce them or give them a plaque, something. So you need to be able to understand the individuals that you work with and know what motivates them so that you can provide the right reward system. Exactly.
All right. Nkem, I wish there was enough time for us to go a lot deeper, but we've already given enough nuggets for this morning. Of course, you can connect with us. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Tag us Wake Up Nigeria TVCE with your thoughts, comments, and questions, and we will get back to you. We have still quite a bit coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.